Bedding which yes, Burnley will be saying Arsenal. Say ye ka records, ye ka quality, ye ka current format. Bibie mu no Arsenal buku no osro. Esen Burnley team no. Enti kwaku as it stands now. Say two teams we ba be sia kan ya. Nipa dodo na be target Arsenal say omo na ye huge favorite e was game we mu. By Burnley for say omo last two games no am omo some certain level of confidence so betimi ashoke Arsenal for because omo Burnley for omo last two games no omo Leeds United omo so akwa she Wolves. And based on omo last two games results no menya no omenya some certain level of confidence bi omo de ba be face Arsenal bobuku no. So most likely so betimi ashoke Arsenal team no. Ana enura omo head coach Scott Parker edi nkomo. Na Scott Parker edi nkomo no osi ade ba akopa ebo team e friend say eye Burnley no eye omu home performance na omu fie ho no we team bia na oba ho a omu ye capable so betima show and no kra wo mu ye say this season e wo turf more eye only Liverpool team no ana timi akwa Burnley e wo turf more enu mpokra ne sa one win na Liverpool konya ye no obi o hwe game ni bia hu how our Liverpool for e cost for ye e wo turf more and o ma consider just 2 goals e wo turf more enti se wutie die score Parker e kana e wo turf more Burnley ankasa e fie no omu show sesa oni omu si akan a e de ne so be show omu e wo mu fie enade a e gwa Burnley for e wo turf mo e wo mu fie no e ye flexibility say Burnley e bo ofie wo turf mo a untimi predict omu style of play untimi predict lineup untimi predict system omu de be run because of flexibility na e ye omu nya e wo turf mo no enti so we Arsenal emfa ho se Arsenal wo wiase form emfa ho se Arsenal wo enough quality no say be den the amount Arsenal so be predict Burnley for no because of flexibility no omo e wo type mo munya then omo defensive adaptation say omo bo ofia omo nim say omo team kese bi ahia e den so betima open up any side team nabo enti ade ya Burnley for tie wo fie ne say unlike previous season at time omo biem no this time around omo kosia team a onim ball na nkasa ba omo try so be defend it no ma catch you on the break no ma try so betima prevent you from scoring a lot of goals Editia Burnley. That's the reason why Burnley this season will feel no Oma concede 2 goals and Omo counter pressing. And say Yanoma miensa Burnley will feel no Omo de had teams na gain and no Anna Papa Francisco Parker SUB Yusu against Arsenal. But kwa kunu kure womi say minim die ebesi ebema Arsenal lusu sa game we. Tactically minim die Scott Parker e was saying Arteta from 2 coaches no any obi approach no Arsenal every single aspect of the game Arsenal was so bebre SM Burnley from the tactical aspect Arsenal was so saying omo about the technical aspect Arsenal players na jeboa the omo de ball ni ye no Burnley for ntimi mfa anye sa de no so the technical ability of both sides no won say Arsenal for one was so bebre SM team friend say Burnley so what the mental aspect say what the month of October no etwa mu no obi ntimi say Arsenal on consider goals so ra game ni mentally or your sound na dwimu do omo players the pressure enu omo so enti every single aspect of the game ni nyina e favor Arsenal bobuku no so score Parker kasa Burnley for what time more omo ha again there by me ogidi say game the beba wie no na Arsenal timi akwa akonya the 3 maximum point because bibi o football mu say no Arsenal e was so SM Burnley and me expect Arsenal say do omo ye in the month of October omo games omo boy no bi ntimi anfa bo anto omo team no playing against Burnley with tough mono a away game may expect Arsenal win na Arsenal say keep a clean sheet so sa game ni kwaku meko win e dia ma Arsenal ahead of a Burnley game na be ko so tough mo okopie ma Nottingham Forest na fie no mo Manchester United abo say wo hwe 2 sides here season ni nko ba bia by Nottingham Forest for a use 3 different managers common sense e be kire wo say ya bon 9 games e wo Premier League. Na team ba ku use 3 different managers. I chose sa team no all struggle. Sankanioma ko ye the man Nottingham Forest a. Omo use 3 different managers. Enti assistants now club na e friend say Nottingham Forest na nkasa no. Omo obre. And so we check omo 9 games omo bo in the Premier League. Omo win just 1 game. Which shows say see my friend say Nottingham Forest no omo form no enye. So when they compare Manchester United there Manchester United in their last 3 games, results no menya any omo performance no. Ama Manchester United for some certain level of confidence, any GBA say. Once our last 3 games winning against Sunderland, winning against Liverpool, winning against Brighton, no, sa wins, no, any confidence no menya no. And when they compare Nottingham Forest form now, I'm Manchester United for GDA say this time around, on betima sa kwa away, abron be preventing defeat. Even in a worst case scenario in Pokrano, on betima kwa konya draw, our Nottingham Forest fee. And it's a take two clubs now as it stands now. Many people don't know against CFP teama, and also good results between Nottingham Forest and a Manchester United Bobokuna. I was a Manchester United team. And Kwaku, yes, season as no. 3 managers are Nottingham Forest where you know. And I no Espirito Santo, now obo back 4. Now I use 2 midfielders, 3 up front. Now we use Chris Wood as the striker. And a Postecoglou buy. Oba no bese Sanioma kakra try say obebo 3 back. And they say Shonda is so aba. Shonda is so buy no. Also so allow revert here obo 4 back. And no use Douglas Luiz and Elliot Anderson as the 2 central midfielders. Now I bought Danny Doi. Any a branch friends are Hudson Odoi ewo ring so because say Chris Wood ewo injury into no or you su Igor Jesus as the number 1 and number 9. Now I bought behind number 10 no Morgan Gibbs White say and no Anna currently team my friends are Nottingham Forest for AUSU. And my steady Sean Dyke in the first game of Bobody Man Nottingham Forest team no. Ni game no nyina concentrated ewo mu fullbacks. Almost central midfielders and omo wingers. Current Nottingham Forest Boboku no. Almost style of play no omo fullbacks, central midfielders and omo wingers. The reason why I make us assembly say, so we check Sean Dyke in the first game or boy ya. Anytime you may initiate attack no, or try send the 2 central midfielders no, ebe filling in as the first fullbacks. And anytime you measure as some build it from the back, be an some build you on attack no. Almost 2 midfielders no time be an omne coach echiro. Na allow omu fullbacks ne some join the attack. And anytime be ano Abranti a friend say Eye Williams. Ana Eye Nicolo. Our ye fullbacks right back left back respectively no. Omu join the attack no. So omu vacate Eye right back ne left back wara. Eye 2 central midfielders no. And acquire the first fullbacks no. Na timi allow wingers no. Eye Indoi ana Odoi so move inside. And it's how Manchester United. Oye Ruben Amorima. The first thing you need to do, men Nottingham Forest for fullbacks no, and yasa opportunity Benny. So Nottingham Forest for players operate or right back and left back. To me and ball many pay. What say almost style of play because right back and left back, Nicolo mutimi ball many ma. And on na Emma Indoi, and on na Emma Odoi, etimi movie inside. Ako kage Abrante fence Igor Jesus. So the moment I saw 2 fullbacks need to me bano. Almost central midfielders nimpo create me as first fullbacks and 2 say almost system no. So may expect to say Manchester United and Ruben Amorim be making sure say the fullbacks of a team of friends Nottingham Forest who give no so central midfielders ni who give no so the wingers ni who give no so what means to put 3 positions and I say 3 rows where what killing Nottingham Forest bobuko no and then Nottingham Forest for omo biggest asset for mu use say and to me expect Ruben Amorim so be sadie no. Then the second thing Ukosia Nottingham Forest for men for wadin kosi possession so because almost in ball nebo but there was so dominate you no I so be dominate you in attack no was dominate you in defense and the teams so much me Nottingham Forest na no teams are almost dominating Nottingham Forest in attack no ma dominate you in defense because Nottingham for no kwaku this season you weak in attack and say you weak in defense the entire season with Premier League no Nottingham Forest for 5 goals 5 goals no match. Omo ability to create and score any so. And Oma conceded 17 goals in 9 games. And tell you boku or concede and ultimate goals. So the Manchester United be here say Manchester be dominate you both in attack and in defense, not in possession. So we dominate you possession. Now when Timian dominate you in attack any defense Nottingham Forest for beat Manchester United boku no. And recently when Manchester United are this Benjamin Sesko Cunha and Mbeumo. The level of understanding no improve. In our last game in Pokrano, sa nipa miensa na omu anim ho no, obi a contribute ye. Cunha shego, Mbeumo shego, Sesko ya assist. So sa understanding between the main number 9 which is Benjamin Sesko, the double number 10 no, sa level of improvement no eba because of that consistency level omenya omo bo omo ho. The more na mo bo no, na mo tem ho ase. Enti sa Manchester United front three no, omo etu omo ho ase. Then again, say Manchester United, Shomo right wing back, Amad Diallo, and as a Dalon above left wing back, omo contribution in terms of chances creation. And Tiano Pokra, your story, now what am I doing back to say? What check Manchester United players who create chances, Kessie Pana, Unya Bruno Fernandes, Unya Amad Diallo, Unya Dallo, Osenya Abrante Fence in Buemu. And say Manchester United no front three no, you will be creative, that's in Buemu. Or a right wing back in the shape of Amad Diallo who created the Manchester United. Almost saying a left wing back in the shape of Eye Dallo who created. And almost a central midfielder in the shape of Bruno Fernandes or Sa created. So Manchester United level of creativity no cost. And it's so much as yes, almost goes no. Because Adia Bakwana Eha Manchester United pani say, Ombe creative by no goes number. By say Manchester United as yes, almost goes no. And to himself, Premier League na about 9 games no. Every single game, averagely, team and SG nature say expected goals. I was wrong. Liverpool 1.72 averagely. The next club, Manchester United 1.66. And to Manchester United for last 3 games, almost a minimum of 2 goals. Omo against Sunderland say 2. Obo Liverpool say 2. Obo Brighton say 4. So Manchester United in their last 3 games, minimum of 2 goals. They want to be the 2 opponents. Nothing. The Manchester United be here say. Manchester ebeye clinical and how I say defensively omo perform no good for Manchester so omo defend here when omo double number 10 no omo very instrumental the Manchester United off the ball Mbwemu able as the right sided number 10 Manchester lusu ball na Mbwemu no ball as a right sided number 10 no obe protect the right wing back Amad Diallo now as cover the right sided number midfielder Casemiro. And today you say less pressure on Casemiro, less pressure on Amad Diallo. And at the left sided number 10, Cunha. Also protecting the left wing back, Dallo. And also Bruno Fernandes, defensive cover. And they say Manchester United team Nankasano, defensively you want some certain level of improvements. The Manchester United be here game now mentality on the approach on the 3 previous game no. That team spirit, that confidence, that organization on the last 3 games. Manchester United be here sadie no. So Manchester United nya sadie na. Manchester United be Nottingham Forest. In the worst case no, obetima kwa peke a draw. So based on Manchester United current form, may call a win or draw e ama Manchester. Then to Chelsea, echo away to Spurs. Kwaku, 2 clubs are minimum ho pay. Spurs enim Chelsea susu nim Spurs. Because if it's in 1909 and Chelsea in Spurs ebo first game 1909 and omo first game from 1909 ebesine omo 179 games between these 2 clubs. Out of 179 games no say a league FA Cup league cup no Chelsea win baako nko 81 Spurs win baako nko 55 and a draw PM no 43. So 1909 ebesine no clubs are oma bom ho pay by the dominating yonko pano Chelsea bobuku no. So historically between Chelsea and Spurs the dominating yonko kese no Chelsea bobuku no. Oyi history ne to nchen kwaku be check omo recent performance Nansen Spurs and Chelsea here a taiko himfa and kwaku himself from 2021 ebesine about 12 games. Spurs are Chelsea one back up. From 2021, ABC and Spurs ne Chelsea about 12 games. Spurs are winning back. Chelsea are winning 9 and no about draw. So recently in Pokrane, Chelsea start dominating Spurs. Me patron be a game never cost one himfa. Spurs a crew. Spurs and the home team. And the team be able fear. Who expected to team never dominating the opponent. But we could yes say. Now saying Chelsea sa cost Spurs fear. Chelsea could dominate Spurs. I was Spurs fear. So the last 6 games are cost between Chelsea and Spurs. I was Spurs and Case fear no. Chelsea are winning 5. Spurs are winning back. And the Chelsea cost Spurs fear. Chelsea sa could dominate Spurs bobuku no. And the game back records history no fast and figures nature say team back Chelsea china. Chelsea type bono enfa ho ne Chelsea form no. Spurs bobuku no. So all the records, any history, no, and the member Chelsea say, Oshia Spurs are on Spurs. Now, they had the current form of both clubs. League na yebo no. Spurs and Chelsea when na wa ahoden. When na so far the performance no was. And Kwaku sa be check 9 games ayabo in the Premier League. Spurs abo 9 games, we win 5. We draw 2, we lose 2. We shot 17 goals, I conceded 7. I was 17 points at a third on the league log currently. Chelsea on the other side, we won 9 games. We winning 4. We draw 2, we lose 3. We shot 12 goals, we conceded 11. I was 14 points at the 9th. So, o check Obia performance our Premier League nim. Spurs are slightly ahead of Chelsea. Based on the number of matches I have, any baby Obiada, any metrics na I cost Premier League nima. Say Spurs for no stroke kakra SN Chelsea based on 9 games I have so far. And the end for say Chelsea Asia Spurs or no. This time around, Spurs also applique our form now. Uye Chelsea uko share Spurs. Untimi nka se de bia me share Spurs inti. Automatically, me ko twa for Spurs so. I was say Chelsea here adwumaden. And ye share season Arsenal. Spurs use a new manager in the shape of Thomas Frank. And me no nim say Thomas Frank one quota. Na dream do. Thomas Frank to game na say or you very knowledgeable tactically. And it's all better key team at Thomas Frank e kwese shede ma Brentford da. Or my Brentford be one side da na ne say dene. Or ba Spurs no so far Thomas Frank engu ni hu anim ase. Enkwaku Thomas Frank ba Spurs no. Our 4 attacking approach or use was Spurs bobo kunim. Oh yeah, Chelsea fan at ye. The member coming in our best game nim. Spurs echo Thomas Frank or attack here. Our 4 attacking approach. The other kind I saw be try say obebo expansive football. Obe you soon wait no more. And some wait no the fullbacks and the wingers no mpacho e baba ho. The fullbacks no and the wingers no. And this side the Ediba. Thomas Frank. Ne expansive football no bono the fullbacks and the wingers in the deba. Omobe expando no their creative space. The next thing or per direct and vertical play. Entertain be an either so be call long and also be vertical passes. That's the second approach in terms of an attack no. The third thing say obe overload the opponent wins. The fourth thing say obe use set pieces. And kwaku sa nyoma for we ana nyame adoma Spurs for be be sia Chelsea after the yenya abotani mbiem yi kwaku the first thing from Thomas Frank or send a build up na sia 4-2-4 anytime be a Thomas Frank and Spurs this season be some build up na se no obo send a right back Pedro Porro ne left back Spence omo biem ko wings ne mo omo biem ko wide ne mo because omo try say on be expand the opponent on be creative weight no. Not then the 2 central midfielders Bentancur and Paulinho are close. And to what watching on Facebook ni TV say no kwaku. Who says Spurs for everybody up 4-2-4. The right back and the left back no ma biem kese pa because omo try so be receive ball no ma be opponent ni team nim. That's the first step abu. The second thing you say on be try so be locate omo fullbacks no. So anytime be a Spurs for ebejibo obiano the center back ni goalkeeper and the first thing is on be locate omo fullbacks in patcho ni back ma me. So omo je ball na was see a right back. I was see a left back. So anytime be a Spurs bejibo obiano apart from say Oshas here in the build up 4-2-4 no the next thing center back I was watch Pedro Porro and also watch Spence I was watch fullback no. The next thing I be huni you say omo 2 wingers no stay high on the pitch. No more wide. Just to open opponents with a team. So I'm build from the back. I'm locate. I'm 2 fullbacks no. Then I was wingers need stay wide. No more be opponents need team. That's the third thing I be team na friend is personal. Then the last thing we make a say I'm call direct and vertical play long ball. Me part of his and so. And you do ho. I'm call direct and sa long balls no. Mama sa direct and sa long balls no. We a vertical play no. Either so be called direct and I say a vertical ball. And it's style of play is under Thomas Frank. The moment I was some yes side and the pay or one no creative or wide overload no. After the wide overload no. And on the right side, I want to have Muhammad Kudus. Ube Pedro Porro mu. On the left side, so no. Ube Spence, Ube Javi Simons mu. And to creative overloads our ring. So time biano or expansive football. Any idea Ube give him. ensesa sana Thomas Frank esi na aka
Bono dodo na o wings wo.
Enti o question of the day no ubusa say hwam na be affect game na un say obi o steady Spurs team ni bia no na dodo na ebo kukura ye din.
Yeah.
Ade konti na nkofo bo kukura ye din say obeye ki wo game ni say Spurs for use wings more. Because omo overload the opponent in the wide area. And to prove further, me be prove further. This season, Spurs for us 17 goals. 17 goals or match no. Emu 39% and I'm the left side. Emu 36% and I'm the right side. Omo fam finfi ana.
There be.
Ente hefa no attack nefa.
Wings left and right.
So who kosia Spurs the first thing you need to know. A team under Thomas Frank omo ye effective our wings so. And
out one say Pedro Porro say we pick form pa.
After the one who be a free ban.
Yeah.
So when we team be a full backs any wide players perform here. A team will use to wide areas no.
And the Cucurella should be careful because Pedro Porro no kudus. Omofa omo right ho pa.
Good. These are facts and figures. And out of almost 17 goals no kwaku me catch or say omo timi the set piece eshegu. Almost 17 goals no omo share we 10. A open play representing 59%. Set pieces almost 5 representing 29%. Counter attack almost the asha back representing 6%. On goal back representing 6%. Into a team open play to me the share, set piece to me the share, counter attack to me the share. So Enzo Maresca, the first thing you need to do, and also use a close pack defense. Football you can close pack defense approach who defend your players no you close to each other. And you can say the close pack defense because okwa Spurs obe try so obe build team nim. So who allow Spurs emani build team nim obe how. So the only thing Chelsea need to do and also use the close pack defense. Omo arrange omo to the extent say omo easy say obe team build team nim. That's the first thing I'm expecting from Chelsea. And to get the close pack defense, I was say midfielders no time you are no close to the back line. I was at the forward line area, say, I'm press higher. I was very close to the midfielders. And the first line of defense, I be any more front three, no. I was close to the midfielders. The second line of defense, your midfielders, I also close to your back four, no. And the time you are Chelsea, I arrange your move, or me a very close pack, and then space, a baby. Initially, na me catch your space for overload or wing, so, and my crana worker say, and you could create a money, a pressure because I want a Pedro Porro befa. Ahona kudus ebefa. Enti se obi creating overload akwaku football in the air. Se who creating overloader, me so me creating burden channel. Se who creating overload on me a was me so me creating a channel also be bre any kind of burden channel no. Enti the moment I won't say Spurs creating sa overload no. O expect Chelsea so be creating burden channel. Enti kukura ya ho no. Enkoye kukura yankwa na wase otimi defend against kudus.
I want na nka pesa me ba ho ni because as I say ye say Chelsea defend here wuntimi nya adwuma no nko ama kukurela.
Good.
Inti are you going for an offensive left winger na say obekọ for a defensive left winger?
Eyenuama mi.
Okay.
Se coach na friend Enzo Maresca decide say on my pressure on pressure beba kukurela so and Amalo Gusto obebo right back and obi obebo right back na. Or two options either say or bet pressing opponent the full backs and say oh nya emba na nimbebre.
Okay.
And to bet me use the wide forward and say omom ana enye the first point in terms of defense. So say Chelsea bet me decide say any obema the forward for na pressing opponent the full backs and say omo ntimi mba bebre mbe overload the full backs no. And now say obe allow opponent na mama bakra na. And what said then Chelsea wingers no etim be support full backs no.
Okay.
So it's up to Enzo Maresca and idea about Enzo Maresca. Me pen asem ne yese kwaku. O pay attention to details. Coach Bakwa okosia opponent a onya abotire ready opponent pa no eye papa e friend say Enzo Maresca. And idea about was Chelsea for protecting no eye crosses. Spurs for a lot of crosses. Only so far open play crosses for my 30. Ah ni nyine hu.
And again crosses e free fan eba
wings. Enti memo omo nya omo sa crosses no. Then Mohamed Kudus e baba ni free row. And you can say freedom with purpose. Yama free row by making sure say oje ball ni bia o de be bibi. And to Kudus watch check Spurs boboko na. Otimi movie into every channel. And idea Thomas Frank Eli Kudus ya ni say or the next at trap. and I'm say Kudus je ball na ne ho den obetima twetwe nipa be 2-3 no udi agora obe committee with 2 players of Mohamed Kudus na create space e dey ama eye ni teammates no so eye game ba ko a kwaku metimi de mensense wu aka cho say se won se Chelsea defend very well Chelsea benya the 3 points on lose game no and game na be ko so no enye Chelsea okọ attack na be ma Chelsea win you eye Chelsea obe defend very well and be ma Chelsea etimi nya the needed results se Chelsea timi defend very well no mutimi stop Spurs Chelsea be kwa we akwa nya the needed points se Chelsea e create Chelsea e she goals here enye problem on farmer Chelsea the here na se Chelsea betimi defend very well Liverpool for a ball Aston Villa pressure on Liverpool team no because recent performance and recent results no enkoji the collective play of Liverpool team no yense da ehu the individual performance yense da ehu omo key players say Mohamed Salah and the guys no say the initial na me catch no akwa koye Soboslai na hu say wa peke eye Ekitiki and wetimi apeke playing against Aston Villa kwaku Liverpool be hia sa win we because the next 2 games that Liverpool for enemy no heading against Real Madrid and against Manchester City. So Liverpool for be here sa win way. Now met me say they are building some momentum no and they are building that confidence no facing Real Madrid our midweek in the UEFA Champions League then the weekend against Manchester City. By problem here say Aston Villa for so stubborn side kakra. And kwaku nim de una Emery o yusu ade e kan say the Magic Square. Magic Square no the last time you say a coach used to be any team be used to be pay effective pano was in 1994 World Cup Brazil kwa kwaje no omo used to Magic Square 4-2-2-2 and so ukoshia Aston Villa bia na kwaku the first thing ubehu ne say ubehu Onana ne Kamara say 10 bia no in the central midfield on be form a 2 our defensive line enim omani mo 2 no wingers na nka wo so mo provided weight no omo move back inside esa be for 2 in front of omo 2 deep central midfielders no ana de obo as a number 10 ya branch defense Morgan Rogers no obekọ nanim no akwa Oli Watkins so ene e kan say 4-2-2-2 Magic Square eno ana Aston Villa for use so say Liverpool for betime win game na I was Liverpool for dominating the central midfield area how una Emery ne Aston Villa ball mo ball no kwaku say Liverpool for entimi an dominate omo mfimfin a on be Liverpool team no because omo ball no omo ball ni na kwaku ha say so many yan attention hen for na Aston Villa omo action zone work kese pa
middle
ho na yesen
41%.
enti o check omo action zone che baby a team ni tadi omo dwuma omo operate kese pa enti the entire season Aston Villa for baby omo tadi na di omo dwuma kese pa no eye mfimfin 41%. So in this case say Liverpool for bet many good results are how a Liverpool for ebe dominating Aston Villa for our the central midfield area. So a game back already Soboslai our form. Me expect McAllister so benyan day. Gravenberch every injury but so be say me expect so benyan day. Say Florian Wirtz na be so me expect say Liverpool for it will dominate your own and then Liverpool for bet many good results
possible.
And any problem no. But maybe you do na what say Liverpool here. And to me mba say or say belusu and or draw against Aston Villa and ko Liverpool team no. And to also munya results no. Ma member boss Spain dey no so na big so sombra. Real Madrid ne Valencia dey kwaku. Say wo say Barcelona confidence or camp no was through, motivation was through, team spirit was through. Playing against Valencia, me expect Real Madrid say on be dey hu hia to get the 3 maximum points because Valencia and Ankasa this season kwaku out of 10 games over the Spanish Premier La Liga we winning 2 or the 18th on the league log. Enyebo Boko or form. And on my way performance very poor. Out of 15 points were away. Valencia nya just 2. Real Madrid will fear the 5 games awabo will fear and we winning nyina. Enti venue ba kwa Valencia kwa wa edin so ba kwese no. Valencia ebo a flat 4-4-2. Na we ja Danjuma and Lucas Beltran wanim ho no ma direct. The Real Madrid for me here na say omo leave spaces metro because opponent no ebe kwa direct e dey akwa koma Danjuma e that power Beltran e that power when leave space we chiro now we control game now Real Madrid bet many the 3 maximum points Militao form no e was through or the calmness any leadership be e dey about Real Madrid chiro oba benya Dinhausen as the center back of progressive one the Real Madrid in terms of a build up phase no oba benya branch friend say Alvaro Carreras on the left side attack or effective defensive or effective say Chouameni wɔ form o protect zone 14 e protect Real Madrid for back line oba benya Ada Gula the combination the connection with the front line so koyi most especially with Mbappe say oba benya Vinicius Junior or try so be picking form the enyani say obe ni behavior no be good e wo game ni then oba benya Brante friend say Jude Bellingham obe crash boss no so me expecting a win for Real Madrid. Barcelona ni Elche di kwaku me say kebim last week me kai oye Barcelona fana the situation of Hansi Flick and Barcelona man expected Barcelona when there was a chance here it shouldn't be the focus attention in any say when the best chance here dey Barcelona say you bet dominate your opponent and say dominate kwaku ni ma dey hia o football mu pa say Ubo Liga emre mu ye dendema wa how our be managerial results na still na no chase competition no e very important enti enfa won say nyoma ye den dia mati my friend say Barcelona no the here ni say obenya results na still na no chase Real Madrid by say nyoma mu ye den na unya results na o te ba form so say focus ni nyina ye say e was Barcelona team nya results na against Elche so far Elche for no kwakwo mo mfa bali ato omo da about 9th or so e league log ne so and omo bo 5 back so definitely 5 back no be bono ombe try say ombe stay wo mechiro no ma try so ombe beat Barcelona for high line no say Barcelona a pressing game ni any so pressing game any through na opponent a be too high line the most important thing you say crabo ne che me lusu ball no ulusu ball ni bebre opponent no e be too high line no me expect a win for Barcelona enye kwan na be chance enye style be na Barcelona bebo enye kwan be so na Barcelona be fa so win game no Barcelona LT a win for Barcelona Bayern and Liverpool so Bayern form mu kwaku meko win e dia ma Bayern bo buku no
nya nhyira okwame ya to aso bi gi ya na tie
kwaku Liverpool bo Aston Villa na one gamer Liverpool is in a very difficult moment but adia ba kwa menim wo wiase na me hu ne say difficult moments should bring out the best in men difficult moments should always bring out the best in men. Emre mu oden, emre mu nye no. Sa brene na ise nipa wotena se. Now reflect on everything. Now taking the right decision and the right step and I said the next step no should be the right one ebe bo na asesa niema de ama wo. Nti emfa wo se niema nko yie mfa ma Liverpool no. Emfa wo se mu aye din de ama Liverpool no. This is the time a Liverpool coach any players ne betena se no ma take a decision ebe bo. But the big question is, football is a sport you are competing with other people. You only be in a park and swabo. Only better na say ashe. Say for almost at the moment, first sanyema na. That is a no. Etina smart obepe. So be taking the right decision na nema se sama ono. O kwa chia nkofo a. Almost to feel say they have to take the right decision. Almost nema na ekoye de mo no. Eto aso na ekoye de mo sa. You look at the two coaches. In moments like this, coaches play a key role. And Slot aye Juma, yes, Mijitum, winning the Dutch era division. Oba Premier League in my first season as a coach. No Baba Beji the English Premier League, a trophy heading, so bet me aje. No Baba Beji in our first season. The Padodo na Babi Najidi with mu. Tell Pana Bono Homoding, a no crepa. But he's facing a manager. On also so much experience in a difficult moment for coach I find say Anslot. Unai Emery na ye di ne ho nkomo no. He's won the Europa Cup. Men kai krampo am prebe ye 9 there. Watimi age. He's won it with BRL. He's won it with Sevilla 3 times. This is the kind of manager on any kwa coach here. He's won league. Our France with Paris Saint-Germain. Any other trophies. And when it comes to experience, any trophy winner is there. He's there. It's in a moment like this, a more day out. Now we share such a manager, no, a very difficult. It's about the tactical game, the managerial superiority there. I feel the coach I find say Unai Emery, I was so the chain Anslot. But Liverpool never fear, and in 24 come on any year they come on up, couldn't any fear. It's as a Liverpool you do baby. The amount game so your game pa and say you are going to look at the name Liverpool. A dino and a but performance this time around and after this season, and more Aston Villa at the end so. Make away because Liverpool are 7th position on the league log. 7th now Liverpool down over 15 points. Aston Villa are that 8th on the league log. 8th now Aston Villa down on over 15 points. And there are two teams In terms of name, Liverpool was wrong. But in terms of performance recently, or in this season's league, I able to England no. Omo nyina ya atpa performance na ye pe. Enti untimi nyina bibi so. Emfa nyi Liverpool, emfa nyi Aston Villa bo boko no. Debi. But rather, there are things that Aston Villa wom and also ono nya. I bema ono nya confidence to go into this game against Liverpool. One, Liverpool performance na nye. The last 4 matches Liverpool has played in the Premier League, Liverpool are losing nyina. We losing to Crystal Palace. We losing to Manchester United. We losing to Chelsea. And we losing to Brentford. It is psychologically. Liverpool boko na nkasa players are down. Liverpool boko players are down. So who extending call competitions domestically. The last game they played in the EFL and it's almost signed Lucy. 85 games in England on the row, on the trot. Liverpool loses our games in England. But Aston Villa now on any kwakwakoshi and sign and near psychologically Aston Villa was through because Liverpool losing the last 4 matches in the Premier League. Aston Villa also winning the last 4 matches in the Premier League. Washeni na. It's who losing with you no. On one shane there. It is psychologically war from no. Some players no know the other part. And also opposing team no. They have that confidence to play this game because match be on ona bobi abra wo lose no on ona sheni na. And it is not just by fluke. Our team to start Tottenham akwaku the kind of form won this season. League aye bomb that third. The last game at Aston Villa boy or boy against Tottenham or Tottenham home kwako sheni 2-1. It is not as if say a side be a team so we yanketo Premier League no and our show mo keke derby. Within that 4 matches run, our winning in Yano. What share team at this season, the more was to change Liverpool there. It's the confidence, any momentum. I gather the Kobo games, no. Or more the other was through the change Liverpool there. No. Oh, that game anymore. I dear back Liverpool for seasons now. Nobody 2 of Mohammed Bosti Pa. And the partnership in the Liverpool defense. Almost 4, almost 5. Virgil van Dijk, Eli Konate. This has been some sort of partnership over the years from Jurgen Klopp time. So strong. I build the Baba Messi and Slot first season already in the English Premier League. But this time around, this season, the performance of the central defenders of Liverpool has been poor. Series of mistakes. And no more. How they leaking goals. Liverpool attack into goals. And the defense and they are strong. And the defense and that kind of defense stopping other teams and also opposing teams from scoring. Me sure by this time Liverpool in come on so we see a lot of matches and this uncommon. Debbie. But attack and function no. Defensive setup now is strong. No Liverpool team in home buying. I won't concede goals and also so weak. This season so far matches are in the Premier League. Liverpool attack now and actually 16 goals. Defense now concede 14 goals. The Liverpool defense now no the boasty omo. So omo defense is strong. Konate Virgil van Dijk. Omo jinamua. Oya de untimi ntwam untimi nkonkoshe. That partnership, solidity. And they work one of them both team in the whole buying. This season, so far, matches are in the Premier League, 16 goals at Liverpool. I shall concede 14. So that power is broken at the back of the Liverpool team. But advantage maybe Liverpool Benyana say, and found the ball at Aston Villa also to elbow. Kwaku the attack on number 9. Aye Nimuno, Oli Watkins. So last season, last 2 seasons, the consistency. Watching our Premier League, the frequency rate when it comes to goal scoring. I was so automatic defense. This season, 9 matches in the Premier League, only Watkins was just 1 goal. It's in as much say Liverpool defense in the week. Striker no moko Shannon somebody mon conquer. ABN no na advantage. Any am Liverpool. But you have other players on the flank to contend with. Obi to say John McGinn. Quality player. One of the most consistent wingers in the Premier League. It is a number 9 in Juma. There are other players who are strong. And the Liverpool bring here the performance, the A game of Aya Gravenberch. And whoever he plays with in midfield. I am saying this because Aston Villa has a beast in their midfield. Ibubakar Kamara first in chain. Andre Onana. That's Belgian midfielder. He is a quality and a top-notch midfielder. Open one of the midfielders in the Premier League. Or you want everything a midfielder should have. Branch I find say Andre Onana. The performance, the movement, the defensive abilities. Quite of us to intercept the balls, stop it, and my pressure ma Aston Villa bobo ko ni so no. O kon be do se obehu sa ade no. Pep Guardiola Manchester City, the last time they played Aston Villa, he was the man who control game on field. He was stopping Manchester City midfielders no. After that game, and Pep Guardiola ni ba ne ho so. So Rodri timi nya fit me bo game sa onya another defensive midfielder. Ah obebo an nya sa. O chia midfielders o mo ya tough. That is Andre Onana mu be ya diama no. It will go such a player. As I saw midfielder be adding a game about on board. No money na dey support neba. It's Liverpool be here Gravenberch. So mo be person be succeed in such a game. Na niam akọ yie dia mo. For the forward line players, the performance has been poor. Mohamed Salah this season niam akọ yie mfa Masala. Cody Gakpo. The inconsistencies on also so Baba be a bit of a problem. And you are going to face a defense that is very strong. Anthony Cole's performance. Tyrone Mings. These are quality centre backs. Forget to some body man Aston Villa. The performance has been good. The performance has been super. Almost right back, no left back. Lucas Dini, experienced player. Matty Cash on the other hand. It's Uchi has such a defense. Now I'm bringing up a gamer. A bad game Yama Liverpool. Player this season in the attack. What flourish Yama Liverpool has been Hugo Ekitike. And I'm expecting to be back to the party. No one saving the day Yama Liverpool. Looking at the performance of the Liverpool team recent times. Premier League, the inconsistent, and I say inconsistency in their game, and then the kind of form Aston Villa are picking the last 4 matches near the Kwaku, and by a day in the Amami, and found Liverpool here points, not points, a Liverpool home, necessary original. I feel say Aston Villa has the upper hand over Liverpool. The only idea Liverpool war, I say Omunebo home. That is the only advantage they have. But aside that, in terms of performance, team play, everything goes Aston Villa's way, and I believe say. With a little effort, they might be carrying the day. I'll go for a double chance for Aston Villa. Possibly a 2-1 win for Aston Villa in today's encounter. Because Chelsea in Tottenham, a one gamer, a bad day at the both sides. Recent times, statistically, and you man go him from Tottenham Bobokono whenever they are meeting Chelsea. That is very true. But if you are meeting the Tottenham side, oh yeah, among the top 4 teams in the Premier League. In fact, on that third, Premier League anymore. You should know, say, I don't only previous meetings, the motivation is different this time around. All but home or they know that third, clearly. And be informing the players and the technical team say, Sabiana da Hormson and say, yes, Chelsea and Yaman ko yim for my. Yes, Chelsea and almost saying, a bringing yes, this is Sunny man, because this is the time, you want that kind of form. We are in the right shape of mind. I bet media facing anything mentally near you, my boy. The Chelsea team is very strong, that is true. But I'm coach Enzo Maresca told that certain changes are certain selections are breaking the Chelsea team. Emma the best from Chelsea. You share season national. There were times to take certain decisions, but people didn't talk because now change Crampo and also take certain decisions now results on the back. But the last game they played, certain changes selection affected Chelsea team. And then so William Estivayo were bench. I mean, say in the absence of Cole Palmer, he's a perfect number 10 for the Chelsea team. McGeough has been a force anymore as a number 9. That is very true. But McGeough still is a young player. I thought that the performance of our Chelsea team, I'm found say our qualities, and I thought they are questionable. Kaka. It is all Jao Pedro. I'll bet me a general honum. No, I see a kind of Chelsea. Minim the saw the Chelsea. Jao Pedro number 10. Now the William Estivayo at a bench. I thought that. Who was the coach in a mistake? Only Jao Pedro be na 10 no. Now Estivayo a number 9 no. Now Estivayo to bench. Now you see to say Andre Santos and they bought the number 10 position. When you have a player you're very effective in the number 10 position in the shape of William Estivayo, may expect you coach and say the uncle yes a mistake no, because the Tottenham midfield only easy. Could big game be a Tottenham about this season. One of the players or less talked about, but we are very effective on things from Tottenham and Jao Paulinho. In almost every big game for Tottenham, he's been that defensive plug. I'll make sure to be controlling game in the Tottenham Bobo Kono. At the SSA defensive midfielder, you be aware, and the Tottenham Bobo Kono. The clear case was the game against Manchester City when Tottenham was winning. And Nunimpo, and then the first game, I Tottenham Bobo Kono. Look at the commanding performance of that do in Finfio.
True.
It's what I said, Enzo, yes, I'm over to me, but the creative spark of the Chelsea team shouldn't be given to just anybody if I say just anybody, I'm not disrespecting any Chelsea player. But may come away because say, oh, the position Obia, any position, you have weakened the Chelsea team. It's justify Honoma. He should start for Chelsea because the little opportunities are Kodana will prove it. So our quality will be to watch Chelsea.
Bonanote in a position.
Yes, but Bonanote performance and do Estival.
So, who prefer say Estival when board 10
or no necessary board the number 10 they match Chelsea. And then one player was watching. So in the right wing of performing well. Pedro Neto. Give him the right wing position. Never Garnacho Gina the left wing. And after getting his performance or dying in the last game, so Statiama Chelsea in that position and you're bad.
So according to one,
because the right back position for Tottenham is an attacking channel.
Exactly.
Pedro Poro position,
Yeah.
And Jobako anymore more often until we play or pace to start getting in that position now. Anytime he moves out of his line, it's an advantage for Chelsea.
What about Sir Garnacho Guinness and Koma Wuki off the ball way? Because you are looking at on the ball. So Omusu defend here. How good no more? Because they need to help Kukurela.
Defensively, they are not good.
And they say coach.
I coach in the and I say the left centre back for Chelsea and say Koko Kukurela anytime he moves out.
Now why wouldn't him say Chelsea centre back? See why wouldn't him? Until all more double jobs, sir.
Of course,
you are creating problems for them.
That position, no. Almost the left wing, no. None of them and they are supportive when it comes to the defensive duties. Garnacho, I don't want to use the word is a lazy player, but Selchman on yam one report and the boss are flank. Get into so you're more offensive.
Honestly, na coach ni prefers Obebo Neto de no.
Because Neto so no kwaku. All the Neto star position now, but if you watch him, you could see he struggles
on the ball of Brett.
Yes,
exactly.
Or both the right winger, or you're very effective. It is a Chelsea per results they are. As I say, coach and set up in the team in a way say, Obe putting the players are in the right positions. Now, both players, Tottenham is not going to just give in. There's going to give Chelsea that kind of fight. Chelsea being here. Now, Chelsea shall one would say yes, or more run for your money. Chelsea should focus on Mohamed Kudus and then Richarlison. Kudus' numbers and any assist hasn't been bad. 1 goal, 4 assists in the Premier League this season. Richarlison has 3 goals and then 2 assists. These have been the blocks Ameka say in terms of offensive duties. Almost supporting a Tottenham Bobo Kone power. Anymore. More attention comes from software if they need the results. Aside these things, coach set up no putting the players in the right positions. Mean Chelsea losing. Possibly a double chance for the Chelsea team. And for whom Tottenham and a team on only both. Manchester United and then Nottingham Forest. This is the best time a Manchester United with me are winning the 4th game in a row. Premier League season. Yes.
Not Ramenya and Ange Postecoglou.
Yes, it is under Sean Dyche.
Okay.
That is very true. Sean Dyche last game our boy. And I said the first game he played in the Premier League. Olusi. The first game in charge of Nottingham Forest Bobo or Wene. That was against FC Porto. Nottingham and our boy Europa Libi. Fie or Tenefie Mamajin and Babeshero. Now a lot of people felt say a big team like FC Porto there. Any all about your baby a year Nottingham Bobo Kono. But Sean Dyche here, Juma Mamutime winning 2-0. That is very true. But the next game in the Premier League was against Bournemouth. Reality dawned on them. And the M found in the first game. Otime winning, the Premier League performance now it continued in the game they played against Bournemouth. Bournemouth has been one of the best teams in the Premier League. If we last season ever. Until we see against them, fear and Kenya problem. But Manchester United are picking the right moment, the right spark. Team confidence are very high. They have gathered the right momentum. Could you imagine doing something you've never been able to do for close to 2 years? Manchester United had never won 2 consecutive Premier League games for close to 2 years. Finally, when we win 2 consecutive Premier League games, and so or the 3rd one at the hideaway, at the account. One of the bitterest rivals Premier League, in that run, our Dinas had 3 consecutive wins in the Premier League. So at this stage, you have that right mentality to face any team on any Kwakobo. And until America say, this is the right time at Manchester United, every team Kwakobo not and Mobo Kono no one results. Sean Dyche is a coach who is defensive minded. Sean Dyke, Obi Onimini Bia, from the days of Burnley, ever for Everton Bobo Kona Juma Bia Wayebia. He's a defensive minded coach. And Manchester United being that team, offensively, possessively, Omoye Juma, Ewo Park, and so they can pass around. The United team is not like United team who maybe a champ, Debbie. Almost controlling games, attacking teams. It's who defend no. They are going to come attacking. Fortunately for Manchester United, team no ne kwa bono. The brightest spark for the team last season, I am not who powered the attack. Especially their number 9, Chris Wood. Scoring 20 Premier League goals last season, assisting 3 times. But when you read this season, mono, performance of Chris Wood has been poor. Very, very, very poor performance. And a player not dying. I was talking about Bobo. Onuni ni one man. Nipa obeba ba beginem na watimi abodi ama no no. Ono so ba ontimi nhye Taiwa woni. Ono so niema nko yie mfa ma no against Chelsea. He had a lot of opportunities in the first half, but he blew all of them away. It's onya that clinical. It's the attack of Ayo Mubo Boku no. I bet me worry the Manchester United defense has been problematic. Omo midfield, omo creative. Guess what? Hasn't been that creative player. And I in the previous seasons. It's the poor performance of individual players in the team. It affected the entire performance of the team. One player Manchester United should be cautious with Ibrahim Sangare. The partnership with Douglas Luiz. One combative midfielder. Into Omumi Lukabomwa. And Yamaya Dane the man midfield be on Mushanibia. But so I Manchester United midfield now. Nipa na United and dinosaur. So pick the right form Obetimia board defensively has been Casemiro based on performance and experience. Now in Shedda at the start of the season. But in the last 3 games or so, Manchester United abono. He's been one of the best players for Manchester United Bobo Kono. Enti Ubenya GDA ewonimu. So Obetimia control the midfield any game no. The tempo of the game and everything for Manchester United. No one adding the defensive duties. And so the amatim no. Benjamin Sesko, Imbuamu, Kunia. Also so now intimi she go no. Kwaku ono so ashati ehye. Enti the Manchester United team in every aspect of the game on the field of play has gathered that right mentality to play against Nottingham Forest. And me feel say so betimi aye no aye ni here games like this and as so dinya points. Now the building on if face team be as so face in the Premier League. And the Nottingham Forest game it's not going to be easy, especially say Orunibo Ofie. But I feel say the Manchester United team, as I said earlier, has gathered the right momentum with the right mindset at this moment. And a bad dictated team to send Nottingham Forest. Ever stopping Manchester United. Possibly a 2-1 win for Manchester United.
But may I see?